special preview of basketball's Hall of Fame, where the game was founded in 1891. Ed Hickok's Hall of Fame secretary and Bill Mocrae, chairman of the Honors Committee, are joined by others, including Chairman John Bunn, for groundbreaking ceremonies. The time is September 1959, and the building is to be completed in 1961, the 70th anniversary of America's #1 sport, Naismith Memorial, basketball's Hall of Fame. A full house in Madison Square Garden as Providence faces Bradley in the final of the NIT. And here we go. Bradley in the white takes the opening tap, but Mac Herndon's pass goes wild, and here come the Friars. Len Wilkins, number 15. Into Jim Hadnot, who pivots, and he hits. Mike Owens of Bradley on the outside. Now Al Saunders. A bounce pass to Smith, and Dan's in the open. The Friars ball. Wilkins gives to Johnny Egan, a real dribbling artist. In for the shot. It's good. Now watch the Braves duo, Mike and Mac. Mike Owens over to Mac Herndon. 2 points for Bradley. Here's Len Wilkins, voted the Tony's most valuable player, a terrific backcourt man. Watch out, they give him room. Good. Bradley fights back. Saunders' shot is blocked by Hadnot. Moynihan rebounds for Providence. Down the middle comes Egan for a sharp pass to Dick Leonard. And a bucket. Providence leads at halftime, 37-29. Guard Johnny Egan hopes to widen that gap. He's trying. Good. Saunders passes long to Herndon, and Mac puts it in there. Bradley still trailing, and here's their famous all-court press. But Len Wilkins doesn't rattle easy. He's going to shoot. Swish. Still, the top-seeded Braves are whirlwind finishes, and the closing minutes see them pour on the pressure. Al Saunders' shot is missed, but Mac Herndon comes through to score. With less than 5 minutes to go, Bradley takes the lead for the very first time. Egan's shot is off, and Chet Walker rebounds. Over to Owens. Across to Billy Roca, who steps clear for a one-hander. He hits. Bradley fans are really whooping it up as the Braves hold the Friars to 2 points while they score 17. Hadnot's shot is off the rim, and Walker rebounds for the Braves. Captain Mike Owens. A bounce pass to Herndon, who gives to Saunders, and Bradley cannot be denied. 88-72, they overpower Providence to take their second championship of the National Invitation Tournament. 1960's Kings of the NIT. Ladies first, as 2 Russian basketball teams tour the United States. The girls on the U.S. women's squad opposing the Soviet Union hail from Texas, Tennessee, Georgia, Massachusetts, Arkansas, Michigan, and Oklahoma. And they're ably coached by Holly Redden of Wayland College. Now the tap-off, and the American girls in white have the ball. Estelle Lowry at the top of the key. It's off the rim, and Valentina Kostakova rebounds. A fast break for the USSR, and Nina Poznanskaya gets the basket. America's turn. Tyson White gives to Estelle Lowry. Doesn't miss on this shot. Russia's ladies are rugged performers and excellent shots. Notice their passing game and set shooting. Reza Kuznetskova. Bullseye. Judy Washington up court for the United States. Across to Carolyn Miller. And Dyson White is a pretty one-hander. Truth is, however, the Russian women are too much for their opponents. They win the first game and their U.S. tour as they triumph in this opener 42-40. Next, it's the men's turn. The Soviet squad lines up for pre-game pictures, their first appearance in America. They're here, of course, in repayment for a visit to Russia by a U.S. team a year earlier, and there to battle some of the top amateur stars of America. The U.S. in white jerseys, and here we go. That's Jerry Shipp on the far side. Over to Bob Plump. And now watch Bob Boozer head for the key and a pretty jump shot. Good. The Russians have a big 7'3" center, Jan Krumich. While Jan is not much for jumping, he's certainly a Goliath under the boards. Yup, he's a lot of Russian. Speaking of big men, top gun for the American team is Bertie Halderson, Colorado's gift to the Phillips Oilers, and a standout of the National Industrial League. There's Halderson hooking beautifully. Basketball enjoys tremendous popularity in Russia with over 200 teams competing in Moscow University alone. Few of them, though, have a Latvian woodcutter like Krumich, 319 pounds. The Soviet quintet puts up a real battle, but their best male stars cannot quite match our top amateur players. And in the final minutes, the Americans simply put the game out of their reach. Though our ladies lose to their Russian sisters, it's a different story where the men are concerned. 70-59, the United States defeats Russia in men's basketball. Still America's #1 game. The National Basketball Association's East-West All-Star Game. Philadelphia's Convention Hall is the scene for the 10th annual staging of this Pro Classic, which always features the world's top 20 players. Wilt Chamberlain jumping against Walt Dukes. East in white, and they get the ball. Cousy working it in. Back to Guerin. Over to Shays, and Dolph comes across for the basket. Hot Rod Hundley, number 33. Over to Cliff Hagan. Now Gene Shue takes it. Pretty. Bob Cousy down court for the East. Into Russell. And Big Bill and Wilt just can't miss. Here's slow motion as West moves that ball. Chuck Noble's jumping one-hander is off the rim, but Clyde Lavella takes care of the rebound. Larry Costello, number 7 for East. Over to Tom Gola. And on to Bill Sharman, who wastes no time. Right in there. West again. Dick Garmaker and Jack Twyman joining forces on this one. Dick's shot is good. Watch the fine ball handling by the Eastern Aces. These pros can sure play the game sharp. Bob Cousy hooking and hitting. 58-51. East leads West at halftime. When they return for the tap, it's East again taking charge. Richie Guerin has it. Pretty. Mr. Hundley handling the guard duty for the West. And there's Elgin Baylor getting set up for some shooting. Right on the nose. Slow motion again as our cameras illuminate professional technique. Dick Garmaker shooting. Off the rim. Dolph Shays rebounds. On to Cousy, the superstar. Watch this play. Across to Chamberlain, who dunks it. There's Gene Shue, number 21 for the West. Into Walter Dukes, and Walt makes the pivot, going away. Once more, the Easterners. They've got a tremendous performer going for them. Wilt the Stilt is all fired up. There's Hundley, number 33. Elgin Baylor. Back to Hundley, and Hot Rod shoots from the corner. Through the years, East has won 6 of these All-Star games. The West has won 3. Tonight in Philadelphia, it's one more time for East to excel. The Westerners fight to keep it close, but when the final shot is taken and the buzzer sounds, they are defeated 125-115. The 1960 All-Star game. Each year, the Converse Rubber Company is proud to present the official National Basketball Association All-Star Team. From the Major League of Basketball, where the fastest and finest brand of play takes place, we now present you capsule portraits of the 5 top players. Bob Pettit of the St. Louis Hawks, the defending scoring king of the NBA who played his college ball at Louisiana State, is 6 feet 9, a terrific man under the boards as you see him here. Bob has made All-League 5 times since he joined the ranks of the NBA, and twice he's led all others in scoring. Bob Pettit, a tremendous performer in pro basketball. Baylor of the Minneapolis Lakers. Just in his second year in the Major League, Baylor is rated as the most versatile player in the game today on the basis of scoring, rebounding, and playmaking. Elgin, whose collegiate career was started with Seattle, is another big man at 6 feet 5, but for all of his size, he's one of the smoothest of players. Elgin Baylor of the Lakers. Wilt Chamberlain of the Philadelphia Warriors. Just a rookie in the NBA, but what a rookie. Every time he plays, he sets a record. Though the biggest man on the floor is 7 feet 1 inch, Wilt the Stilt has proved himself against the ruggedest competition. The former Kansas All-American, Chamberlain has always been a sensation. From dunking to rebounding to pivoting and hooking, Wilt Chamberlain is the king of them all. Gene Shue of the Detroit Pistons, one of the best defensive guards of the league. Gene has developed into a scoring ace too, averaging almost 18 points a game for the Pistons. The ex-Maryland star is speedy, tricky, and accurate. A perfect blend of talent and hustle, Gene Shue. Bob Cousy of the Boston Celtics. Regarded as the best playmaker in the history of basketball, Cousy is also one of the top all-time scorers in the NBA. We see the former Holy Cross star shooting here. No one comes close to him in the assist department, and his ball-handling dazzle has made him famous. Robert Cousy, king of the All-Stars. Final of the 22nd annual tourney of the NAIA, Westminster College versus Southwest Texas State. The championship is held at Kansas City, Missouri. Southwest Texas in the dark jerseys getting the tap. Rudy DeVallos feeds Charlie Sharp for a hook shot. Now the Titans of the West Penn Conference. Chuck Davis with the ball on the far side. Across to Ron Minnie. Ron Galbraith. Davis tries a jump shot that rims the basket, but Don McCaig makes good on the rebound. The Texas boys are champions of the Lone Star Conference, and they're playing great ball tonight. Howard Lockhart shooting from the corner. Once more, the backcourt men of Westminster get set for a scoring chance. That's Minnie taking the shot, and Nick Johnson tapping it in. This game is close. Southwest Texas State moves the ball sharply. Will Kenning getting ready to shoot. It's good. Neck and neck they approach the halftime mark, but watch the steal. Lockhart and DeVallos push the Texans ahead, 33-29 at the half. Coming back from intermission, Westminster battles to overtake them. Walker's shot is missed, but Galbraith comes through with a beauty. Southwest Texas State begins to play more deliberately. They've got their lead, and they intend to hold it. There's a feed to Charlie Sharp. He wheels and deals. Pennsylvania's turn. They now trail 57-39, and they've had a hard time cracking through. Steele passes off to Walker, who scores nicely. Southwest Texas with DeVallos handling the ball, but with the seconds ticking away, the 1960 NAIA championship is in their grasp. Lockhart with a driving layup as the Texans defeat Westminster for the crown, 66-44. The East-West College All-Star Game, sponsored by the New York Herald Tribune's Fresh Air Fund. The Eastern All-Stars wear the black jerseys, and they get the opening tap. Lenny Wilkins of Providence brings it down. Jerry West of West Virginia. He's good. Jay Arnett of the University of Texas and Oscar Robertson of Cincinnati. 2 points for the West. Bob McNeil of St. Joseph's and Bill Kennedy of Temple bring it up court. St. John's Tony Jackson gives to North Carolina's Lee Schaffer for the bucket. There's Arnett. Utah's Allen Holmes. Into Ron Johnson of Minnesota. Notre Dame's Mike Graney gets the jump shot. The very dependable Len Wilkins has it for East. Over to NYU's Tom Sanders. It rims the basket, but All-American Jerry West rebounds beautifully. The Big O, Oscar Robertson, across the line for the West. To Horace Walker of Michigan State. Jim Darrow of Bowling Green gets set to fire. And the West leads the half, 37-35. Let's watch in slow motion as these college all-stars compete in the second half. That's Sanders with the ball. Into Al Bungie of the University of Maryland. And that's a pretty hook. Walker shooting. And look at that job by Robinson. He's terrific down there. Jerry West handling the ball. No good, but the ball comes out to Tony Jackson. He finds an opening, and he's got the range. This game's a thriller. With only a little more than a minute left, West leads by a single point, 64-63. And Walker makes it 66-63. Wilkins now trying to settle the East down. That passes to St. Bonaventure's Tom Stith and back to Wilkins. Lenny has the target, 66-65. Now only seconds remain. Jerry West steals the ball. A fast break, 2-on-1. Len Wilkins has it, and there's the winning basket. East wins a thriller. Now the Boston Celtics versus the St. Louis Hawks for basketball's 1960 World Championship. A packed house of nearly 14,000 fans in the Boston Garden to see the showdown. Each team has won 3 games in this best-of-7 playoff, so this is it. Boston in the white gets the tap-off. Cousy fires to Tom Heinsohn. His hook is in there. Johnny McCarthy has it. Over to Clyde Lovellette. Into Pettit, and Bob gets the basket. Bill Sharman for St. Louis. Lovellette holds it up. Back to Green, and Sy has the same technique as Sharman, across the key, and then into the bucket. Now the Celtics with Cousy, number 14, leading their attack. Back to Cousy, and it doesn't even touch the rim. There's Bob Pettit and Cliff Hagan. Cliff feeds McCarthy, who misses underneath. Cousy rebounds, and here's his fast break. The pass to Heinsohn, and the basket is up and good. Watch Cousy now. He steals it. It's 2-on-1. Sam Jones gets the layup. The home audience is delighted, and the Celtics are really playing at full speed. Cousy passed to Heinsohn, whose shot is blocked by Pettit. Green rebounds. Over to Hagan for a long shot before the buzzer. It's good. But Boston leads 70-53 at the half. Starting the second half, the Hawks give it everything they've got to try and get even. Working off a screen, Pettit cages a beauty. There's Cousy again. He's a tough man to guard. He and McCarthy play guessing games. But his shot is good. McCarthy brings it back for the Hawks. Now Cy Green. Dave Piontek's shot is off, and Sam Jones rebounds for Boston. Over to Cousy. Now to Heinsohn, and there it is. McCarthy again, trying to get something going for St. Louis. Over to Pettit. Underneath to Lovellette, and Clyde lays it in. Bill Sharman, the other great guard of Boston. Into Bill Russell, and will he or won't he? He will, and the Celtics pour it on. Llewellyn has it. Across to Pettit. Bob's shot rims the basket, and Pusey fires all the way to Sharman for the game's final thrilling basket. 122 to 103, Boston beats St. Louis for the 1960 NBA championship. Pusey's carried off in triumph as the Celtics win their second straight world title. The NCAA final, California versus Ohio State. And there's standing room only at San Francisco's Cow Palace when the two great college teams meet. California wears the white jerseys, and Bobby Wendell gets the tap. Over to Bill McClintock. Bill's driving. His one-hander rims the basket. California's ball out of bounds. Darrell Imhoff throwing it in. Out it goes to Earl Schultz. Across to Tandy Gillis. Into McClintock for the layup. Larry Siegfried of Ohio State. Now Joe Roberts. Over to Mel Noel. And watch him drive. Pretty. California is the NCAA defending champion and their favorite tonight to take the Buckeyes. The pass comes over to Imhoff. And Darrell is good. Ohio State is putting on a fantastic performance of accuracy here tonight. They score on 16 out of 19 shots. Siegfried feeds Joe Roberts, who hooks it in. That's Bobby Wendell. His shot is off the rim, and Lucas rebounds for State. A lightning fast break, and Havlicek gets the bucket. Golden Bears have their job cut out for them now. They're trailing by 14 points. That's Jerry Mann on the far side. Pretty. Newell across the line for Ohio State. Over to Siegfried. Into Lucas for the score, and State leads 37 to 19 at halftime. Again, the Buckeyes. Lucas holding it up. Back to Siegfried. No good, but the battle for the rebound is won by Mr. Lucas. With 24 wins and only one loss during the regular season, California's big team has not been able to get into high gear against the Ohioans, and the Buckeyes are really holding them out there. Gillis shooting. Good. Once more, the red-hot Midwesterners. They're racking up a shooting percentage of 67.5. Very sharp indeed. There's Lucas, and Jerry's cool and confident. Jerry Mann for California. Over to Earl Schultz. Notice that Ohio State defense. They're doing a banged-up job at holding back the Bears. Gillis fires a nice pass to Dick Dowdy for the bucket. But there's no containing Coach Fred Taylor's fired-up Big Ten champions tonight. Almost exclusively sophomores, they're playing like veterans here in San Francisco. And they're on the way towards unseating California for the NCAA crown. A beautiful play to Siegfried, and State conquers the Golden Bears 75 to 55. To the victor goes the spoils and their first national championship. We present now the 1960 All-American basketball team compiled by Chuck Taylor, Converse ambassador to the basketball world. Over 700 of the nation's best coaches, sports writers, and sportscasters assisted in this selection. In making up this team, Chuck weighed not just scoring ability, but also the players' defensive qualities. Qualities which are equally essential to the performance of a properly balanced winning combination. First, Oscar Robertson of the University of Cincinnati, everybody's All-America choice. Oscar's been compared to the best in the entire history of the game. Here you see him underneath, a superb performer under the boards. Named to the U.S. Olympic team, he's seen here in the East-West All-Star game. A man who's dominated the college scene for the past 3 years. The Big O of Cincinnati. Jerry West of West Virginia. 6 feet 2.5, 178 pounds. Jerry's also on the U.S. Olympic squad. A versatile clutch performer for the Mountaineers, Jerry has been called pound for pound, possibly the best all-around player in the nation for his size. Watch him again. That's Jerry West of West Virginia. Terry Dissinger of Purdue. Terry virtually rewrote his university's basketball record book and became one of the few men ever to capture Big Ten scoring honors as a sophomore. 6 feet 6.5 inches and 189 pounds, Terry Dissinger is one of the big men of Midwest college basketball. Another nominee for the Olympics. Walter Bellamy of Indiana. Destined to be one of the Hoosiers' all-time best players, Bellamy is extremely fast, agile, and versatile for his 6 foot 10.5 inch size. Olympic-bound Walter Bellamy. Jerry Lucas of Ohio State, just a sophomore, but the man who led Ohio State to the 1960 NCAA championship over California. Only 19, he's decidedly lived up to all the predictions made about him when he was just a second-year student back in Middletown, Ohio, 4 years before. Jerry Lucas of the Buckeyes. Darrell Imhoff of California, 6 feet 10, 220 pounds. Darrell was the heart of the defensive-minded Bears, so ably coached by Pete Newell. Imhoff led his team in scoring and rebounding. The big man in their 1959 NCAA championship and their runner-up position to Ohio State in 1960. Darrell Imhoff. Roger Kaiser of Georgia Tech. Roger was the #1 player of the Southeastern Conference this past season and the backbone of a great Yellow Jacket team. Though defeated in NCAA Mid-Eastern Regionals by mighty Ohio State, Kaiser's 27-point outburst led all the scoring. Jay Arnett of the University of Texas. Down Austin way, they're not likely to forget this sparkling performer who became the second leading scorer in Longhorn basketball history. Arnett, a unanimous selection for all Southwest Conference, converted 52% of his patented outside jump shots. Jay Arnett. Lenny Wilkins of Providence College, a picture book player. Lenny's effortless playing was largely responsible for the Friars' fine record over the past 3 seasons. Alert and trying all the time, Wilkins could always be depended upon to make the right move at the right time. With Jerry West, he was named Most Valuable Player of the East-West All-Star Game. And Jimmy Darrow of Bowling Green, 5 feet 10 3/4, Darrow can boast an extraordinary shooting record. He converted 48% of his floor shots in 3 varsity seasons, which explains why he set 17 Bowling Green all-time marks and proved to be the Falcons' all-time greatest. Jimmy Darrow. The Olympic trials, the Peoria Cats versus the NCAA All-Stars at Denver, Colorado's Coliseum. We pick up the game in the second half with Peoria in the white, trailing the All-Stars 58-44. The Cats get the tap, however, and Bob Boozer quickly makes it 58-46. Nice job underneath. Jerry West for the All-Stars. And does he ever move in nicely? Pretty play. Al Kelly brings it back for Peoria. Over to Tom Eshery. And he's got a basket. There's the big O, Oscar Robertson of Cincinnati. Watch him go all the way. Good. Crittenden across the line for the Cats. On to Meshery. And he likes that side. Jimmy Darrow down court for the Collegians. Jerry West over to Oscar Robertson. And is he ever hot? Swish. Don Ohl takes it back. There's a steal. Darrow and West, 2-on-1. Jerry takes the layup. The Cats are the national AAU champions, but they're up against the greatest college team ever assembled. There's Don Swartz on the far side looking and hitting. The Big O becomes top scorer in the Olympic trials, and just watch him stash away 2 points right now. Old down court. And Dunn is driving. Off the rim, and Jerry West rebounds. He and Robinson take off. But they miss at the end of the line. Swartz has it for the trailing Cats. Across to Bob Boozer, and the Peoria star handles himself perfectly. Once more, the Big O. No good, but the struggle for the rebound is finally won by Darrell Imhoff. 2 more points for the All-Stars. There's Old jump shooting. Off the rim, and Dissinger rebounds. A long pass to Darrell for a hanger, and the All-Stars swap the Cats 124 to 97.